Hey, after all this wait time, we are back to game number 3 of this best of 3 series between Dare and Navi of Premier League week number 4. And we have ourselves, well, we had a very interesting game too. Let's just say that game 1 was somewhat of a stomp. But in this game, do we want to expect anything? Because in past 2 games, teams have been picking weird heroes. I guess we expect Dendi and Navi to play a little bit more standard.
There's when things get weird, you can either get weirder or go back to the basics. I expect to see a more standard game out of Navi. And Dare has, besides that Huskar pick, which was very bizarre, they've been playing pretty standard themselves. So I think we'll see a more standard game. I would love to see some crazy picks, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to count on them. Navi banning pretty much the same heroes. I expect we'll see a Darkseer ban, or maybe not, because they do first pick. They seem to really value that hero highly. It is still in the pool. Chen gets banned. I think they're angling for the Darkseer here. Just throwing that out there.
Yep, they're going to get it. They're going to get it.
No, man. Well, you said he would get banned in the last series. You were right about that, but we are going to see him now, so I'm excited.
He got banned like for 6 games today. We cast it. Can you calm down?
Yeah, I'm 1 for 7. Hey, let me have my small victory. In terms of what else got banned, they're doing what they did the last 2 games, which is to ban 3 really strong pushing heroes. They were not able to first pick Lycan, so they banned a very standard 1-2 response coming out. Windrunner.
They're going to give away Darkseer Invoker.
That's true, and of course, this is not any old Invoker. This is a Dendi Invoker. One of the top, if not the top in the world. Certainly in Dota 2, he's probably been the most successful. Will they go for it, though? I mean, Invoker has counters, one of the best being just playing really aggressively early on, ganking his lane. If he goes for Exhort, and we all know Dendi loves to do it, well, how do you deal with that? He's not going to have Ghost Walk, so you can just gank his lane. Enchantress is in the pool. If they want to go for that kind of a ganking lineup, the options are there. That being said, I mean, this is a Dendi Invoker, so I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm just saying there are counters to it. There are ways to deal with it if you play really well, and it's going to be up to Dare to play extremely well.
Perhaps that's not what Dendi wants either. Maybe he has a different strategy in mind. With Darkseer, you could kind of do a lot of crazy things. You could do a little bit of a cutesy stack jungle kind of thing and get up a lot of farm. You could do the long lane and have Light of Heaven play that. Of course, he is very willing to do so. Crystal Maiden is going to be the second pick.
Interesting. I also want to mention Enigma's in the pool, so it's not, and that is going to be the pick. So the Invoker maybe not as reliable a combo with the Darkseer, but the Black Hole Vacuum, you've talked about it so many times. It's not only the fact that you can combo them, you can have either hero initiate. The Vacuum can set up the Black Hole can be used, and then the Vacuum brings everyone in. So it gives you flexibility, you have more initiation, which means that you have fail-safes. You know, if there's a fire somewhere in the building, you have those those little showers to come and shut it down. Enchantress will be the pick as well. I feel like I'm starting to get a good handle on how these teams are drafting, or maybe I'm just lucky today. But
perhaps the Crystal Maiden early pick was an expectation of the Enchantress, because that thing does shut down Enchantress in terms of Frostbite being very useful for the creeps. Give you a little bit more AoE to stack on top of that Black Hole. I'm just... Oh my goodness.
Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm a little bit afraid for this Enigma because I mean, Black Hole or not, Vacuum or not, that Ravage will find you. So as long as the tidehunter stays outside, I'm not sure whether Enigma's Black Hole can be too reliable until it gets the BKB. So that can be something to be worried about.
We've been talking about Invoker. He's still hanging around here. The question is, will Navi take him? They've got that 4th pick available. If they want to do it, indeed they will. So Invoker, Enigma, Darkseer. That is some crazy team fight if you can get it all off. Especially if it's an Exhort Invoker. I mean, that's a lot of damage to stack up on top of that Black Hole as well as the wall. We could see an instant team out. Of course, if the early game goes south, we could see Navi just getting pushed down. But with the Morphling pick, Dare is going to get some late game insurance. This will most likely be a Freezer Morphling. And he'll be farming up a Storm. My question is, who's G going to play? I suppose he could go onto the Windrunner, but I don't think that's going to be his hero. So I guess whoever he's going to play has not been selected yet. Storm might fit into this lineup if they want to go that way.
5 seconds.
Or a Huskar. I don't know. I think Anti-Mage would be a very strong pick in this case, considering that it does counter Morphling somewhat. Give you the early game survivability, a little bit weak towards a tidehunter, but it's going to be a Lone Druid instead. Another very tanky choice. Give you the pushing potential. We're going to see who is going to be playing this? Light of Heaven, I assume.
Yeah, I think it will be a Light of Heaven. I believe they ran almost an identical lineup a couple weeks ago when, I don't know if I was the one casting or if I was just watching. But Light of Heaven went into the suicide lane. He had a really tough lane. He still had like a 20-minute I want to say Relic Hood, and then he turned that into a Pipe Radiance, and Navi pretty much won. That was the first game I saw Syllabear actually win a game in. Dare responds with a Puck. Their team fight is pretty scary in its own right. They've got Dream Coil, they've got the Silence, of course you've got the Ravage. Morphling, gonna be good in prolonged engagements. If he goes for Ethereal Blade, that'll be one way to help deal with the lone druids. Natural tankiness, but Navi, I mean, if it gets to the mid game, I gotta still give them the edge. They have just a little bit more team fight. They're very tanky. They don't have bad lanes either, but they need a lot of EXP. They need a lot of farm. It's a somewhat greedy lineup. Then again, Dare has not exactly gone all in with the aggression here, so we'll have to see. I think both lineups pretty balanced. Each has their strengths and weaknesses.
Remaining.
I'm feeling a lot more comfortable seeing Derek go for a little bit of more of a mid to late game lineup instead of seeing them, combust as they push and suicidal push. And that didn't work out against Mousesport as I saw. But last game, when they had a mid to late game lineup in the combination of Lycanthrope and Night Stalker, it was a good 1-2 punch that did knock out Navi. And we are in game number 3 now, for those of you guys that haven't joined us along the entire way. We do have a couple of guys picking their heroes, so let's see what we got so far. Come with me. It's going to be playing the Tidehunter. We have G going to be playing the Morphling. It's going to be a hard carry G. The cost is going to be playing the windrunner Freezer on that Puck. I thought Freezer and G might swap the heroes, but
yeah, me too.
Nope. And artstyle is going to be playing that enchantress again.
Yeah, Freezer definitely, he always played hard carry for Dignitas, but again, this is one of the things that happens when you have a new lineup. Players will shift their roles around, and of course when you have two players who are used to being that 1 or 2 position player, they're not too uncomfortable swapping. Puppeh going to be, for Navi side, let's introduce them as well. Puppeh going to be playing the Dark Seer. Puppeh, again, not really playing as much of a support hero as we've seen him in the past, so maybe this is a change for Navi. Of course, they are using Miracle as a stand-in, so probably just for today, AA on that Crystal Maiden will be the hard support. Miracle going to be playing that Enigma. He's got some Sentry Wards. Dendi on the Invoker has not selected a skill point yet. I'm anticipating Exhort, but of course he could surprise us all and go back to Wex.
Is he going bottle first?
Maybe.
Look at his gold.
He was pulled some tangos from the looks of it.
No, he wasn't. But look at his gold.
Was
he?
I thought he was.
No, that's
no, you're
enough.
right, you're right. Light of Heaven got to be on that Syllabear. So yeah, it's hard to say. He isn't. Maybe he's not sure what he wants to go for.
Maybe saving for a quick blades of attack if he sees a lane, in a certain way, or maybe saving for a quick boots. We'll see what he is actually going to get. I think he is going to go mid, right? That's no question about that.
Well, we all know how good Dendi is mid. If he has mid against a Puck, he's going to have a pretty good time. He won't be able to push that hard, but Puck does not harass very effectively, and it's not exactly the strongest hero killer early on. So if in that lane, I expect Dendi to farm a lot. But as I say that, it looks like he might be headed all the way down to the bottom lane. Well, it's hard to say.
No, I don't. I think putting Invoker bot is just a little bit suicidal. They have better heroes for that. Darkseer, Enigma, either of which would be fine. Enigma's going to be defensive jungling. Puppeh would be on the long lane, I do presume. Not too much mana regeneration, but a lot of health regeneration. He gets past the Sentry Ward as well. I think this ward on the bot lane will be countered very, very quickly. But as we pointed out yesterday, sure you could counter that kind of ward, but you're going to still tower hug, so it doesn't help out too much, I can say.
Well, that game was a Beastmaster. This is a Darkseer, a little bit harder to bring down. But that being said, I mean, you don't want to be too aggressive, especially against Morphling. He has great chasing power. If you get low enough, Dendi taking Quas at level 1, so not tipping his hand yet. This is very standard for Invoker. The real question will be, is he after he gets Cold Snap, will he go back for Wex or will he go for Exhort? Maybe he's just going to keep his options open and see how this game develops. Invis Rune picked up on Come With Me. I don't foresee Puppeh dying. Well, actually, he only has Ion Shell. If he doesn't get level 2 soon, he might be in a little bit of trouble. But no, Come With Me not even going to bother going for the kill. Just going to be doing some pulling on the bottom lane.
He does take up level 2 after destroying that creep wave. Dendi controlling the mid lane, hitting level 2 relatively soon. And Freezer, I mean, Puck versus Dendi. Let's assume he's going to go for the standard Exhort build. That is standard for him. He gets out lane, right?
Dendi or Freezer?
Puck.
No.
Yeah, Puck should... Well, the one thing Puck will have going for him is he should be able to control the runes. Now, with Exhort build, if you want to auto-attack, you can push reasonably hard. But Freezer does have the nukes. In terms of just who's going to harass more and farm more, I expect Dendi will. As I say that, no points to Exhort, he's still getting the denies. In Puck's face, even when Freezer used the nuke. I guess the one... if you look at the top lane, I mean, this is a Windrunner versus Syllabear. Not going to be too fun for the Windrunner. Once Syllabear hits level 5, that Entangle will come up on the bear, and if it gets an Orb of Venom or Phase Boots, or even just a regular Boots, the cost is not going to have a fun time. Crystal Maiden doing some pulling here. Where is Dare getting the trade-offs? Oh, in the middle lane, Freezer taking a lot of damage. He's going to be okay for now.
Kind of like just a long I trade hit, you trade. Of course, Dendi having a lot of regeneration. He might just go exort. No, go quads. Yeah, he is
down
go
bottom.
Right
Puppeh gets netted immediately after surging. He's dead. Gush waveform. First blood for G. You do not want to give anyone first blood. Certainly not G. Crystal Maiden on the top lane looking to pick up a kill here. Lacoste is going to go down. That first blood will be claimed by the low turret, so both carries off to a great start. Obviously, you want to give a slight edge to Dare because they got the first blood, but not a big deal. Pretty even, and both carries off to a fast start. We're going to see a farm Morphling and a farm Syllabear from the looks of it.
Well, a farm Morphling is going to give you a strong late game, but a farm Syllabear strong mid game. I think Navi knows the window opportunity they can push, and they will actually punish very big time. Dendi might be a little bit of trouble in the mid lane. Doesn't have the Ghost Walk just yet. There's going to be a net. Are we going to make it go? Freezer still haven't used his orb just yet. No, he doesn't have the mana to do so. Dendi will go down.
Oh, he's 4 mana away. That was so unfortunate.
Although Dendi has now a whole bunch of mana HP regeneration, will now be back in the lane. He went for the Boots of Speed Rush. I'm not sure if you point that one out, but that's what allowed him to harass Freezer off the lane too. I mean, Boots in the mid is not that bad. It's really actually strong to harass someone off the lane like that.
Well, you got to keep in mind, it's not only... I definitely agree with you. It's strong for the harassment. It's also, you're up against an enchantress, as well as a tidehunter who could roam over that way with the smoke, so I love the choice. I don't even think it's about harassment. I think it's about just staying alive if you get ganked by Enchantress. Either way, Dendi still has not tipped his hit. Oh, he's going for Wex, so we're going to see a Quas Wex Dendi, which, I mean, Exort is fun, but hey, we haven't seen Dendi himself do this build too much, so clearly not afraid to deviate from his own new trends that he creates. Well, I mean, other players have certainly run it, but he popularized Exort, along with, I guess, along with MyCat, so we'll see how it goes. But for right now, Dendi going for a more traditional build. It's going to give them a little bit better team fight, but of course the early game gank's not going to be as strong.
I think it also makes a lot of sense in the sense of the Exort Invoker right at level 10. You get the 2-4 Spirit, and at level 11 you get access into Wex, so all of your spells suddenly becomes a lot of very effective. You have a good Meteor, you basically all 9 of your spells become effective aside from that EMP. But that doesn't really help them in this case. You could fight early, but you don't want to fight early, considering you're waiting for your Syllabear to either get up a quick pipe, a quick hood, a quick relic, whatever you're waiting for. He has to take a little bit of time to farm.
And Dendi in the middle lane, cold snapping onto Freezer. Freezer taking a lot of damage, but in comes the smoke gank from Artstyle as well as Come With Me. Dendi in absolute danger here. He's gonna go down. He gets silenced. Well, I said Puck is not the best early game ganker, but hey, he will stop that Ghost Walk as long as the silence gets out. Nice chain stun there, and Dendi just, not the. Certainly for a player of Dendi's caliber, perhaps not the best map awareness he's ever had. That is the power of smoke, and that's gonna set him back a little bit. A much needed kill going Puck's way.
Yeah, even though the previous gank didn't get a kill on him, it forced him back a little bit, got Freezer better position in the lane, and Freezer's actually farming okay now, 10-3, still a little bit behind Dendi's Invoker, who's at 13-13. Holy crap, he's very far behind. Blades of Attack number 1 being finished. This is Dendi getting ganked. I feel like Freezer's just not keeping up right now.
Yeah, the farm is not going his way, but I'll tell you who is farming. It's G. He's up to 27. Over on Navi's side, 26 on Miracle. 21 on Puppeh. Now, Miracle is jungling, so that's not quite as much farm as a hero who's in the lane. In terms of G, he's already tipped his hand. He wants to go for the Lincoln Sphere. A dangerous choice when you're up against Syllabear. I mean, it's so popular to get Lincoln Sphere. I don't know if I've seen a Morphling not try to build one. I cast some Southeast Asian games for the Pro Dota 2 League where Morphling would die a bunch of times. His team would lose like 6 towers, and the player is still going for Lincoln Sphere. Now, of course, that's not happening yet for Dare, but you're up against a really strong pushing lineup. I mean, do you think this is the correct choice?
I think it's a decent choice. I mean, it blocks Malefice, it blocks Frostbite, it blocks Cold Snap, and those are the only spells that really is going to kill Morphling. It basically makes him invulnerable in that sense. Once you get your Mantis out, you don't have to worry about Entangle anymore. It's a very strong defensive build, and of course, Navi's not going to be pushing that early. At least, a lot later than the usual pushing timing. So I think it's a decent build, but they have to adjust though. If suddenly, 4 towers are down, maybe you just stop at the Perseverance. Maybe turn that Ultimate Orb into your Mantle.
Up top, Lacoste does get Frostbite. He pops the Windrunner, the Nova as well. Light of Heaven really wants this kill. There is level 5, so he'll be looking for the Entangles here. Actually, he's level 6. Will he pick up the ult? I expect he will. No, he actually goes for Synergy, as well as a point in Rabid. Or did he use Rabbit in that gank? I'm not actually sure. He's level 7 now, so going for the Bear Max. I'm guessing he'll get the ult next. That's a big kill. It's going to allow them to push the tower if they want to do so. Phase boots up on the hero, not being given over to the bear. I guess they don't need them to get the kill, so, you know, might as well keep your hero a little more survivable.
Top tower
But the phase boots on the bear will let them push a little bit harder.
That's going to force a glyph at the very least. Here comes the miracle. Yeah, they are going to go for this tower. Demonic conversion will be used on that range tree. That's going to provide a little bit more tanking. Oh, there you go. And they're going to try to muscle down this tower. Unfortunately, they don't have a creep wave that's tanking this. The bear is taking a lot of damage. Are they going to... Well, they don't even have a resummon at this point. A little bit of micro coming out. Getting out the aggro. The tower is going to go down. What is Seer getting in return? Nothing.
Well, Lumi, you said it wasn't going to be a fast push, and you were right. It's a 7-minute push, which for Navi is actually a pretty late time to start pushing.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's still very early as far as Morphling's concerned. No matter how good your farm is, you need another... Oh, shit. You need another, like, let's say, 10 minutes? At a bare minimum to get that Lincoln, so that's with great farm and a couple of kills. I apologize for the curse. I actually turned on some music on my end, so I was being bombarded by noise.
It is okay. We are very professional here. 99% of the time. That was the 1%. Meanwhile, Dendi, that got the face boot finish, and a bracelets are definitely going to be going for the drum spill. Going to be checking for the runes. One of the things that Dendi talked about, how he is somewhat annoyed at playing Invoker in the mid lane, is that he doesn't want to check the rune, but he's kind of have to, because if you're dealing with another, you know, rune hoarder in the mid lane, it makes your life annoying when he gets, you know, the regen, the haste, and whatnot.
Yeah, you do not want to be giving Puck runes. I mean, very much like a Shadow Shaman. If Puck gets a haste, if he gets an invis, can set up an amazing team fight. With that being said, Freezer is not getting the farm right now. What does he have? 23 creeps in 8 minutes. Compare that to Dendi. 30 and perhaps more importantly, 19 denies. That is some serious lane control coming out from Dendi. Even if you gank him and you reflected in the level difference, Dendi getting close to level 8, Freezer not even halfway to level 7.
I mean, that's the power of the Quaswex Invoker. It gives you very strong passive lane control. Puck's not a hero that has, you know, really strong burst nuke, not like a Queen of Pain that could nuke repetitively, because that Luge Orb has a fairly long cooldown. So because of that, you know, in between the nukes, Dendi could easily regen up with Quas and just out damage you. And looks like he's gonna already have that the roll with Magi done.
Lumi, I gotta mention this now. Light of Heaven is up to 2,200 gold 9 minutes into the game. If they don't do something about him in the next couple of minutes, this is gonna be a relic. Speaking of doing something about him, Lacoste is also gonna go down. Will Light of Heaven get the last hit here? That's gonna bring him that much closer to what is already a very fast relic timing in the making. AA is gonna jack that one, but hey, supporters can always use a little bit of gold. That'll be a bracer for him if he wants to pick one up.
2,300. We'll keep track on the gold now. Don't be surprised if you just, you know, stop and go back to hood. But I think when you're farming this well, you just go for it.
Oh, Dendi with a big dive in the middle lane. He dropped Cold Snap, but Freezer already used his phase shift, but it's back up again. He's looking to go the other way. Nice rotation from Artstyle, no Ghost Walk, and overextension by Dendi, and he pays the price.
I feel like Dendi on multiple occasions could have went into Ghost Walk. There's just no detection. No, Artstyle actually has Sentry, so maybe Dendi did know. In the first game, though, definitely there was no detection and could have actually went to Ghost Walk. But, you know, Dendi getting ganked once again, but still ahead of Freezer, and I think that's important.
Yeah, it is a small win of opportunity because he's been getting silenced towards the end of these kills. Light of Heaven up to 2,600 off the back of that. I mean, to me, there is a ticking clock for both teams. For Navi, you know, the clock on them that's ticking is like a 30-minute, well, 30-minute clock. If you let G farm for that long, then he's probably going to outcarry anything you can throw at him. But, you know, for the next 10 to 15 minutes, they got to do something about Syllabear, or they got to get a trade. Morphling, of course, is not the best hero to do this, but you look at Tidehunter, he's getting close to Ravage. Maybe that'll be a cue for them to go on the offensive. Freezer hit level 7, his orb is maxed, his silence is still level 1. Pops a haster and he's looking for an opening. This would be a big kill on Light of Heaven if they can get it, but Navi seeming to have their 6th sense up. AA going to be running into Freezer. He's got backup on the way in the form of Dendi. Tornado comes out, that's going to purge off the haster. Freezer going to be very slow, he's trying to pour it out, looks like he'll be able to get away. Dendi so fast on the chase, Cold Snap gets popped. There's no phase shift right now. Phase shift coming off Quota, come with me, comes in, he's got Ravage! 4-hero Ravage, actually, sorry, that's a 3-hero Ravage. And he's gonna be, are they gonna be able to get anything else? Is the question. Power Shot does not hit. Dendi running all over the place, finally decides to go back in on Come With Me. Gonna be picking off Come With Me. That looked like a great Ravage. There was no follow-up. Navi just with that 6th sense, 5 heroes top, 2-hero Black Hole for Miracle. Impetus doing what he can, but it's not fast enough. G joined the fight and he died. That was a huge loss. We talked about trade-offs. We continue to talk about it. Well, actually, Art's now gonna go down too. A team wipe going Navi's way. Oh my god, that is bad. Triple kill for Light of Heaven. 300 gold away from the beat, or from the relic.
Well, he's got a ring of health on Spear, so maybe I don't know what that's about, but again, when you got this much gold, you just go for it. We do see Enigma getting picked off here by the puck, but that was just a small victory. With tower being destroyed here on the bottom lane, if Light of Heaven lasted that one, it is not going to get lasted. Someone teleports in, and Light of Heaven staying overstays welcome. He does not have his ultimate right now, but the burst hit proc on Tidehunter will actually bring him down very low. Puck will try to be chasing, but look at Puppeh just doing so much work with that Iron Shell. Light of Heaven again, flirting with death. He's still, he's just one power shot away from death. Is he going to get entangled? Oh, he dodges it, and Lacoste is now in a little bit of trouble. Here comes the wave form. That is not going to be enough. Meanwhile, Darkseer gets another kill. That's a double. He wants a little bit more. I think he finally has overstayed his welcome and will be going down.
Navi is completely fine with that. Sure, they got overextended a little bit. Bear's got the relic. It is going to be picked up. This is looking to be a 13, 14 minute, well, not 13, probably 14, 15 minute radiance. And, you know, then the syllabear maybe looking to get up a pipe or one more item just to tank a little bit. Still has not picked up his ult. So, interesting. Light of Heaven, the last time we saw him, you said it was the correct way to play syllabear, and I agree. He got his ult right at level 6, but this time around, you know, with a very decent laning presence, is just comfortable to stay in range for him, showing the little versatility in the hero build. In the bottom lane, Miracle looking for a push. He eats the Dream Coil. Will there be any follow-up? The Silence as well. Damage actually not coming out too fast. Waveform is going to clean up. AA was in position, but very wisely gave up that kill, did not try to go in and help out his clearly dead Enigma.
Yeah, what we saw in the Enigma there is really good knowledge of that Dream Coil range. Miracle's just kind of flirting on the edge of that circle, trying to not get stunned, but trying to get as far away from the puck as possible. Really, ultimate did not work out. Ultimately,
top Artstyle. I hate to interrupt you, but Artstyle in a lot of trouble. He gets cold snapped, invoker tornado as well. Artstyle goes down. Another kill going Navi's way. This is a lineup that's supposed to take a while to get going, right? It sure doesn't seem like it, but they are supposed to.
When you get a, when the kills just roll your way, you'll take the kill, and it looks like the bear is going to go all the way back to base for a quick heal. A Light of Heaven will be still continually last hitting. Meanwhile, on the bot lane here, Puppeh was facing against tier 3, gets silenced. We have a Dream Coil cooling down. No, still 28 seconds. Looks like Frieza still want to chase. The teleportation is going to get scouted. Here comes Miracle. No blinks just yet. Mecha is, however, finished. And they're going to put a little bit of pressure on the bot lane, but here comes Dendi. He is just so fast. Wasn't he just only on the top lane just now? He's now back on the bot. He's going to get shackled though. Oh, EMP tornado right on Lacoste. Lacoste is going to, run out of that EMP, so nice. Now Dendi, a little bit low in terms of mana. And also quite deep in enemy territory.
Dendi was just up top. He stopped for a quick drive-by kill on the Tidehunter with the help of his good friend Arthur, and then immediately continued down towards the bottom lane. Speaking of Dendi, he's looking for an opportunity here to initiate. Level 3 vacuum is up on Puppeh. Miracle has the black hole in 3 seconds. This could be a huge turnaround. Puppeh gets Dream Coiled. It's only a one hero Dream Coil. Vacuums in to start. Black hole. Miracle waiting in the wings, looking for it. He's not going to find it. He's just going to back off. They were thinking about it, they just didn't have the right opening. Dendi going for Artstyle here. He's probably going to have to back off. Crystal Maiden comes in. I don't think they have the damage to bring her down, though. In fact, Dendi going to have to run. Windrunner pops the Windrun. Should be okay. All the while, the top lane was pushed very far in by Light of Heaven, who has the Radiance. It is a 14:55 minute Radiance, so getting it under the 15-minute mark. I mean, normally, 18 minutes is considered a pretty good time with a reasonably difficult lane?
Yep.
This is a fast Radiance.
He got the Radiance right now. First hit proc, of course. Freezer's going to go out. And actually, Light of Heaven fighting by himself. He's expecting backup from Dendi. Doesn't have too much mana left and not much magic wand either. And ooh, how did it not proc with the cold snap? But in any case, Dendi and his friend not getting the kill. But what I want to talk about is that Navi right now is playing really smart. One of the best ways to deal with a team that has big AoE ultimates like Ravage and Dream Coil is fight a multiple portion of the map and just spread out the entire team. I mean, there can't have a Tidehunter everywhere, and thus you're gonna someone's gonna eat a Ravage, but your teammates on the other side of the map aren't. And now we're gonna have a Roshan attempt, a very early Roshan attempt. But if you have a early Relic and Radiance finish like this, you could go straight for it. Then he's actually sporting some big damage at this point, and they're gonna just kill this Roshan very quickly. You give this to Dendi, right?
I think you do. You could give it to Light of Heaven, but he's pretty hard to bring down. Either way, it'll be a good choice. I mean, really, even Miracle wouldn't mind having it. Just, if he gets initiated on, he can still drop the black hole. It is going to go Light of Heaven's way. Immediate smoke. I love the aggressive play. They're keeping the pressure up. Puppeh might turn out to be the best bait ever. He's going to spot out the smoke. The shackle is not going to latch. Tornado hits too. The vacuum and the wall sure to follow. No wall yet, actually. Come with me, gonna go down. He's looking for Ravage. He gets chain stun. I guess he decided not to pop it there. I think he had an opportunity to. And the tower is in jeopardy here. And not only the tower, but they can probably continue this towards the racks. The wall is still not up. He's almost level 11. He still hasn't taken a single point, and I expect he will momentarily. Freezer gets vacuumed back in. Dream Coil on 2, but it doesn't matter. He just melts. AA happily cleaning that up. Speaking of AA, he's got a Vitality Booster and a Bracer. The early towers plus all the kills going his way. Gonna make him quite happy. This is the Navi that we have come to expect. They put, they flip into another gear, and all your base is dying within the first 10 minutes.
Well, we talked about this. Will the adjustment be made on the morphling? Is he gonna still finish that Lincoln Sphere? Lincoln Sphere is not gonna do anything for you at this point. When the Rax attempt is coming, is it gonna be switched up to a Manta style teleportation? Comes back from a morphling player, but the tower is already down a lot of HP. Of course, the bear somewhat low as well. Of course, he can't get re-summoned, and I think Navi will back off just a little bit. Ravage is still up, so it can be a little bit dangerous. Light of Heaven is going to pour back out and defend this. Now, one of the benefits you have Morphling in a game like this is you can pressure on multiple sides of the map, and he did pressure top, and that forced Light of Heaven to TP back. At least, I mean, it buys you a little bit more time, and buys himself more time to farm. It's up to 1,800 gold. Will be really close to Lincoln if he wants to right now. Is it going to be Yasha, though?
I think that's the right choice. Get the Manta style. If you get entangled, you can Manta out of it. And frankly, I'd be a little bit more worried about getting Manta than some of the others, or excuse me, getting entangled than some of the other stuns, because you never know when it's coming. Whereas, with the other stuns, if you position properly, time it properly, you can dodge them. You can also use waveform to try and dodge some of them, like the vacuum. But we'll have to see how it goes. Up in the top lane, Light of Heaven maybe gonna go down. He's got the Aegis. There's no tower here. This might be an Aegis for naught. Or an Aegis and another kill. He's doing so much damage though. Shackle Shot going in on top with me. Looks like he's gonna go down once. Or not on top with me. What am I talking about? On the bear. He respawns. He wants kills. Is he gonna get them? Bear. Oh, in comes Dendi. Huge 3-man tornado EMP. It's probably gonna be a triple kill for Light of Heaven. Well, Dendi gets one. Dream Coil used defensively. Freezer gonna die. Freezer gonna die. Freezer is gonna die. Chase continues. Black Hole again on 2. Oh my god. Navi looking so good. What a reaction. The whole team showing up just in time. A timely invisor. Dare wanted to get something done. They popped the Aegis. They maybe were thinking about killing him twice. For a second there, they tried to run, but it was just too late.
Yeah, as soon as Tuppy or Light of Heaven got ganked on the top lane on the mini-map, you saw the entire Navi squad just making a beeline for it, and Morphling would not TP back, and he's going to TP back actually, he's not going to do anything here. That Rax is dead, regardless of whether he TP back. But you have the Ravage. I mean, I think we've seen one Ravage this entire game. Good job by Navi in terms of chain stunning and just general position to prevent that Ravage from being used, and that is a top Rax in 19 minutes from a Syllabear. That is a good time, because you don't expect Syllabear to be taking down Rax this quickly. Most teams won't even have a relic on their Syllabear this time in the game just yet.
Well, if you're wondering why Syllabear was considered a top pick in Dota 1, especially in the Chinese scene, it's because he can push like this. He can also dominate his lane, and we've seen just fantastic play, not only from him, but also from AA. Action in the middle lane, Puppeh eating some impetuses, gets vacuumed back in, or artstyle gets vacuumed back in, rather. Tornado only hitting the Tidehunter, EMP as well. Come with me. Is he going to have mana? No mana to Ravage. He does have the wand if he wants to pop it. Freezer comes in, Ravage hits nothing. Pipe is still up. They're going to go back the other way. If Light of Heaven was here, this would be a team wipe. I'm not sure if they'll be okay. Oh, the Puppeh doing a lot of damage, gets one kill. He's looking for more. AA going to be looking for a Nova in just a few seconds. Waveform back in on AA. G just does not do enough damage at the moment. Only one hero dead so far for Dare. It's going to be actually AA who goes down next. Artstyle to follow. Double kill coming out for Puppeh. And all the while, Light of Heaven is just happily farming bottom, slowly pushing that lane in. Shackle Shot not going to latch on Dendi. In fact, Cold Snap going out with Lacoste. Big waveform is going to clean Dendi up. G looking pretty decent here. He gets 2 kills. Triple kill actually going to Darkseer. And it looks like Light of Heaven's going to pressure bottom. TP back from like 3 feet away from Come With Me. They want to make a go on Light of Heaven. He gets Gush. G's in the fight. Will they be able to bring him down? Not sure if they will. The chase going the other way. Light of Heaven on the retreat. Maybe looking for a TP out. No, he doesn't have one. The bear was just brought back. It'll probably be returned again. Oh, Tangle! Gee, that's where you need the Manta style, man. He's going to be okay, though. He's morphing the strength. And he's going to at least be able to chase G away for now. Come with me. They want this kill so bad. Top is pushing in all the while. And Light of Heaven is going to escape.
Those first hit entangles, man. Holy crap. Again, Nebula and I have a running joke. The first hit is not a 20% hit for entangle. It is a 90% hit. It always works. It will always work.
Unless we're playing Syllabear, and then it's
unless we're playing it. Gonna take the time to restart the Skype call. A little bit of lags going on.
Okay.
lane though.
Alright, I am
Cyclone
back.
in the mid lane. Cyclone EMP Tornado still being good here, and looks like Come With Me is gonna go down. You know, if you guys don't know, they didn't specifically make a patch about it, but then he says, you know, F that, I could still do it, I could time it properly. And he is looking really strong. Here comes the mid push. I do believe the Rax will be going down right now. Spirit Bear has a Vlad's on top of that Radiance, as well as a Plate Mail. That bear is stacked. That bear is more farmed than Morphling.
He might be more farmed than multiplayer. Big vacuum in Ion Shell as well. Lacoste is going to die. Not going to have an opportunity to do anything. He goes for the Shackle. Not going to hit. Tornado as well in Artstyle. EMP as well in Artstyle. Cold Snap even. Dendi really fast on with his fingers there. Tier 2 goes down. They're looking for a Tier 3. Is the Ravage up? Do they have any chance of defending this? Ravage up in 3 seconds. Orb coming in. Pipe gets popped. Even if they get the Ravage off, there's just with the Pipe, they're not going to do any damage. Everyone on Navi so tanky already. Light of Heaven up to 1800 HP, of course. The Pipe does wear off. They'll probably back off and wait for it to come back up off the cooldown. And they go in. Artstyle doing what he can from the high ground to harass, but if he gets entangled, he is dead. Then no entangle just yet, but any second now it's gonna hit. Our entangle goes off. Artstyle probably gonna die. The heal doing so much work. Indeed, he goes down. G maybe gonna punish this aggression. A tornado at the last second, not gonna be enough. 600 gold and then some going the way of the Morphling. A big Ravage on a bunch of heroes. Miracle not trouble. Vacuum defensively. BKB is up a Miracle. No mana for the ultimate. Where's the Black Hole? He's got the Soul Ring. He's not popping yet. Black Hole just on G. G is already morphing the strength. He's not going to go down anytime soon. Shackle shot him too. The BKB wore up. G is doing a lot of damage here. He might even get AA. I think he will. He's got the adaptive strength, so he is more heavily distrained, so he's not going to hit very hard. Meanwhile, Navi is working down the Rex while G chases the Crystal Maiden. They're going to be happy with this trade. Light of Heaven bulldozed his way through. He did buy back, and I don't know if he got boots of travel, but he came back to the fight very quickly. Rax is going to go down. G gets another kill, but that's pretty much just for show. 2 Rax down this early. It's going to be very hard to come back. Artstyle going to die to the bear as well. They're not even first hit entangles. They're 0 hit entangles. It's like it's procs before the bear even gets in range. Lacoste getting chased back to the Falcon. Oh man, Ion Shell on the bear. That is some seriously cheesy damage coming out from Navi.
Well, I mean, G's been spending this entire fight chasing Crystal Maiden, chasing Invoker, but all the meanwhile, Syllabear was doing the big damage. Sure, he's gonna die twice here. I mean, he died, he bought back, he died again, but he got the melee racks on the mid. It looks like they even got a tower on the bot lane. Puppeh will pay for it with his life. Well, maybe if he gets one more surge out, he's gonna get out alive. Oh, there you go. He's got the pipe as well.
Does watching Navi remind you of playing Whack-A-Mole? It's like you kill one, you chase one down all the while. You know, they're popping up elsewhere. Nice vacuum away from Puppeh. Oh my god, is he gonna live? Puppeh, this is like, whoa, Dota worthy. One more orb, he's gonna dodge it. Meanwhile, the base is pushing in. They do have 2 heroes trying to defend that. Oh, what a power shot from Lacoste.
Lacoste!
Oh man, that might be
play.
whoa, Dota worthy. Puppeh buys back.
And buys back in the center. That's cool. Dendi in a little bit of trouble. He's got self-cycling, so he's not too worried. Oh, Gimpy gets dropped down here on Come With Me. Shackle shot. That is not going to latch. I feel sad for Come With Me. He never gets off a wrap because he's EMP. There's Chainstone. He's going to go down right here. Kraken Shot is going to proc, but he's going to go down regardless. Here comes blue-black backstabbing. No, that's just a fake illusion. Is that a morphling illusion? No, that's just an illusion.
AA gonna be looking to kill Lacoste. Is Lacoste AFK? No, he finally decides to walk away. Crystal Maiden with a Vanguard, Power Treads, Drum. You can try to imitate this Crystal Maiden, but there's nobody more boss at playing it than AA. He's actually gonna freeze Freezer. He's driving away 2 heroes by himself. Of course, this is because he knows that his team is behind him. Freezer gonna get vacuumed and he's gonna go down. And with that kill, Ravage is coming. It was actually on cooldown in that last engagement. It's up now. Will they go for another push, or are they gonna wait a little bit longer? I don't think they need to. Light of Heaven coming in with the bear, which, you know, speaking of item progression, plate mail, chain mail. This bear has 26 armor. I want to say that's like as much as all of Dara's heroes combined. Well, that's a slight exaggeration, but it's a tanky ass bear to say the least.
Oh, that tanky ass spear is gonna go on this melee Rax. That Rax. Oh, Kill's not even in position. There we go. We're gonna see Call. We're gonna see Rapid. There's a vacuum onto the wall, and there's some Morphlings doing that job. And Lifetime says, "I don't care." There's a Ravage going off right now. Can you stop this bear from right-clicking your Rax? That is the question, and the answer is no. That bear is still going on there. Teamfight breaking on the background. Teamfight Shackle Shot, but really just not enough DPS output here. And G is just 1v4, but look at his HP going down as well. Mega Creep is already up for Navi, and that is indeed GG.
Navi just bowling Dare over. I mean, Light of Heaven. You give him that black hole actually missing here on the fountain. Lacoste gets tangled up. Freezer gets sucked in when he respawns, drops the Dream Coil. Shackle Shot not gonna hit a miracle. Throne is slowly, well, it's not dead yet, but the towers are slowly being worked down here by the creeps. I mean, alright, let's talk about the game. Light of Heaven, this is one of the fastest relics I've ever seen on a syllabear. I'm sure that it's been faster in some Chinese games here and there, but this is very impressive.
Yeah, that was a 15-minute relic. He had a relatively easy lane. He was up against a windrunner though, so it's not all cheap, cakewalk. But the ganks were there. We 30-minute radiance apparently from burning. But he got the tower on the top, and really there was no gank for the Light of Heaven. Like all the ganks were going the other way, and for Dare, who usually is really good at ganking, just didn't gank him enough. And if you give him that quick of a relic, everything else snowballs. And of course, Dendi in the mid game was so controlling with that EMP tornado. Multiple time hit on come with me, and he can't get off his ravage.
Yeah, even if he pops the wand and then ravages, the timing just wasn't there. And of course, at that point they were on the back anyway. This is where EMP really shines. I don't think they have any mana boots. Kind of a weird decision to make, honestly. When you're up against the EMP Tornado Invoker, normally you like to see at least 1 or 2 sets of mana boots, if not 3. But they didn't get them. They didn't have much farm, and they were getting kind of mowed down. So it's not surprising they went for HP items. A convincing win by Navi, showing that when they really want to play ball, they know how to perform. 2-1, they'll take the series. Dare, though, showed some signs of life. Even though they lost pretty hard this game, they did the best they could considering the lineup. I felt like this performance was still better than that game 1. And overall, they're looking a little bit stronger than I expected them to be coming into this match.
Well, what do you expect? 2-1 in the favor of Navi. Still, I guess, undisputedly the best team in Dota 2. And they're looking to pwn even more people in the future. But that's just going to do it for a best of 3 series today.